Hey friends, welcome back. Now let's explore a little bit deeper dates in Power BI and also the drill down functionality in dates. Before we do this, let me just tell you that I renamed here the first two pages here. You can simply double click here and name them properly if you want to do that as well. And then I simply clicked on the plus symbol to create a new report page because we got new space in here to explore the date functionalities. So if you open the dates table in here, maybe some of you have next to the date here a little, let's say, date icon or calendar icon. If that is the case, the reason for this is that auto date time is currently enabled for you. So let me show this to you. Currently, you see that the date itself here has no icon here. That means that if I would click on it to drag it in my view, a table gets created, and you see that under values, I only have the date column itself, which gives me a unique list of all the dates in here. Now, on the other hand, if the auto date time feature is enabled, then the date here is by default a hierarchy. So let me untick this option here and show you what I mean, that probably most of you have the calendar icon here. And the reason for this is if I go to File, and under File, under the Options and Settings, and under Options, you will see that just a second. Here, this window appears, and under either Global Data Load, or in this case for my current file, under Data Load, you see that here, the auto date time for me is disabled. So probably for most of you, it is enabled, and let me show it to you. If it is enabled, and I click OK, then you see that now the dates table here has the calendar icon. And that means if I add this now, if I click on it, you now see not only the date column, but you see a complete hierarchy here, starting with year, quarter, month, and day. So let me just remove it for now. Let's actually get rid of the table. We don't need this. Instead, we will now have a look at a bar chart. Let's use this here. And let's use this auto date time for now. So let's actually drag the date inside. You can do it here on the axis, or you can simply tick on the checkbox and then it's added to the axis. And then we also want to add one of the measures. I will go for the total sales, but you can use any other kind of measure if you want as well. So let's take this. And now you see we got here 3 bars, which is 2020, 2021, and 2022. The reason why this is so small, just to mention that, is because the data for 2022 doesn't contain the whole year. It only contains the first 3 months. That's the reason for that in the data set. So because we have a hierarchy here on the axis, as you can see, we got date, year, quarter, month, and day. There are these drill down options, the little arrows here on top of the visual. That means that currently we are here on year, but if I click on the 2 down arrows here, you can go to the next level in the hierarchy. So let's click on it. And now you see here quarters. So quarter 1 to quarter 4. And if I drill down further, if I go one more time, I can now see here the months. And the lowest level, one more time, would be then on the daily level. Now you see that there are 31 days in here. Now, of course, now you're wondering, well, wait a minute, we got 3 years of data. Why is there only 31 days? Well, the reason for this is currently this option to drill down using the down arrow here, the double arrows. Let me drill up. Drill up, you can click on the up arrow here. This, of course, only goes down 1 level in the hierarchy. Meaning, if we are on a monthly level, so on the 3rd level in here on the hierarchy, that shows us each month, only 1 time, but across all the years. Meaning, the sales here for January contain the sales for 2020, 21, and 22. So all of them together combined. Sometimes this might be what you want to see. Maybe you want to compare the different kinds of months across all the years to figure out what was the best month across all the years. Then this could give you the answer visually. However, most often you probably want to drill down, but keep actually the years separated, right? And to do this, let's actually drill up again to the top level. You can use, instead of the double arrows, you can use these options here. Expand all down 1 level in hierarchy. If I take this option, now you see not only the quarters, as you've seen before, but the quarter as well as the year. And if you drill in further, let me click this. Now you see, let's also make this maybe a little bigger. We can see the year, the quarter, and the month. So the separation is here, and this means that the January is now appearing 3 times. One time for 2020, one time for 2021, which is this one here, this bar, and one time for 2022, which would be this bar here. So this is the other option to drill in to your data using these options here, and then keep all the levels of the hierarchy inside. And if you drill to the daily level here, you can go in here. Then of course the chart would have a lot of bars in here, but this is also something you can do. So let's drill up again to the highest level in here. So these are the 2 options we have. Either only one level down in hierarchy, or just keep the hierarchy and drill down. The other option could be that you want to drill in a specific bar. So this can be enabled if you click this option here, this first one, click to turn on drill down. If you select it, now it's highlighted. And now if I click, for instance, on 2022, select it, now you see the first quarter of 2022. The other 3 quarters are not visible because there is no data in 2022. But the first quarter here is now only referencing 2022. And if I click on the bar one more time, you see that now we drill into the first 3 months in 2022 for, in this case, to show our sales. So this is this option here. If you select it, it's highlighted here in a dark color. This means you can drill in by simply clicking on a specific bar. The same is true here. It's currently selected. So if I click on 2021, you can see that now I'm on the quarter level, but only for the specific year which I clicked on. So there's another option to drill into your data if you want to do that. And the drill up is always the same. Simply click on here and drill up. So that's something you can specify in here, and these are the options you have. By default, as soon as you, or as long as you have basically this auto-date time feature enabled, as you've seen here. Because if the auto-date time feature is not enabled, then the hierarchy here, like year, quarter, month, and day, is not created automatically. We would have to create them manually ourselves in order to use it. If you, on the other hand, don't want to have the hierarchy, you can still get the normal date column with all the individual days by simply right-click here and say you want to switch from the hierarchy to date. So if you click on date here, then now you see you got an individual bar for each day. And you also see on the axis here, there's now no way to drill in to the data because there is no hierarchy. There's only the date field, which has 1 day for each day in our dataset. So that's the other option, right? Either the date field itself, or if you have enabled the auto time functionality, we have done this, I've shown it to you. If you go to File, Options and Settings under Options, then if you have this enabled, you will see the little icon here for the calendar, and also you have the option to choose the date hierarchy in here. And then you can drill in the data if you want to do that. Okay, so that's it for dates and drill into dates. Hopefully you understood what we did. Try it out yourself. As always, enjoy it, and thanks a lot for watching, and I hopefully see you in the next video. Until then, best guys.